The world's a dangerous place. Get the industry's original and most trusted laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. A laser and light systems will enhance your effectiveness and help keep you and your family out of harm's way.
This is Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, broadcasting nationwide. Call Tom now at 866-TALK-GUN, 866-825-5486 with your question, comment, or range report. Or email Tom at guntalk.com. Now, here's Tom Gresham.
Guns, ammo, optics, stuff. Gotta love this area. This is just fun stuff to talk about, isn't it? There are so many different areas you can talk about when you're talking about guns. You can talk hunting, and within hunting, you can talk about 50 or 100 different things. You can talk about competitive shooting, rifles, pistols, shotguns, and within each of those, there's at least a dozen different types of competition shooting. It is so much, and you can talk about just the gear itself, just the cool stuff, and whether it's collectors or the fancy, engraved guns or the high-tech competition guns, it doesn't matter. But when you start talking about competition, and, that's kind of the NASCAR area, because that's where things get developed, techniques get, produced and improved and perfected. There are names that rise to the top, just as they do in every other athletic endeavor. And one name has been at the top for right at a quarter of a century. Joining me right now is professional shooter Doug Koenig. Doug, I am so glad you could be with us.
Thanks, Tom. I'm glad to be here.
25 years, partner?
Well, it's actually, it's 25 years as a full-time professional, 28 years total since I started.
I got to tell you something, and you hear it everywhere, but people say, in various ways, they tell you that, you're very good. You simply win everything. But the best compliment I ever heard, got to tell you, was talking to one of the top competitors. And said, what do you think? How's it going to go? You can be competing in this match, and, what do you think the chances are? And he says, well, I think I got a really good chance as long as Doug's not there.
That's funny.
Do you even have any idea how many championships you have now?
I don't know. I think all total, with world championships and nationals and some team stuff is I think over 70 now. So it's quite a few.
We're talking world and national, and we're not even talking about state and regional stuff. We don't even count that anymore. You just simply win. How much do you shoot?
Well, I'd say now in my career I probably shoot between 20 and 30,000 rounds a year. It's not as much as a lot of people would think. To some people that's still a lot, but from a professional shooter or competitive shooter, that's really not a lot. And that, for me, that includes everything. That's shotgun, rifle, rimfire, centerfire, handgun. So it's across the board. It's really not an extreme amount. Years ago, I used to shoot 50, 60, 70,000 rounds. So.
Mm-hmm. What kind of events are you shooting, or do you try to make sure you go to each year?
Well, for me, there's the big ones that, I always try to hit. In March, the U.S. Steel Nationals. And then, once April hits, I shoot some Bianchi Cup or NRA Action Pistol Regionals getting ready for the Bianchi Cup, which is in the third week in May. And then once I move into the summer, Sportsman's Team Challenge, that's a 3-person, or 2-person team match, 3-gun match. That's in June. And then typically there's a European Bianchi Cup match, either Italy or Germany or one of those countries in the summer, and then the Masters, and then USPSA Nationals in the fall. And then, of course, I've got hunting season wrapped around all those things, too.
and oh, by the way, in the middle of all that, you're doing a TV show.
That's correct. Yeah, it's the schedule's pretty packed, and the whole thing with the TV show, Doug Koenig's Championship Season, it's really about promoting the outdoor lifestyle, hunting and shooting. We do competitive shooting on it, try to show people how to get started, get the kids involved, and then the other part of the show is hunting. My whole focus from day one was to get the shooters to get out and hunt and the hunters to get out and shoot. Because, over the years, you kind of always fell in one category. The hunters really knew nothing of competitive shooting and vice versa. So I just, we're one big happy family. I want people to get out and enjoy it. And to me, taking somebody new out, taking somebody to the range, taking somebody to the field, it's like winning a championship. So that's what it's all about.
All right, I'm on your website, DougKoenig.com, and it's Koenig for people who are trying to get there. I'm looking at your pictures. Who is this young guy you're standing next to over here?
Well, I think on that picture you're referring to is probably my middle son, Trevor, who now is 6'1", 180-some plus pounds. So he's getting to be a big boy. He's not a little one anymore. So it's crazy. I've got 3 boys. My older 2, Zachary and Trevor, they like to hunt, and Trevor has kind of taken a knack to the shooting. Shoots some steel and some Sportsman's Team Challenge. And the exciting thing this year for me, to add to it, at the Steel Nationals in March, my youngest son, Bradley, who's 10, is going to shoot the rimfire, course of fire. So it's exciting. To me, is what it's all about. It makes that travel that I do all year long, it's special when I get a chance to bring my boys and get them involved in the competition shooting.
Yeah, because you're away from home a good bit. I mean, you can't do all this at home. You got to go to the matches.
Exactly. That's what people tell me, oh, you've got the best job in the world, and they're absolutely true. I mean, I love what I do. If I had one negative, it's just the fact of the travel. If I could do everything at my home range and hunt right here out the back door and be close to home, then it would be the dream job, of a lifetime. But it's still a ton of fun, and I love doing what I do.
And we probably ought to mention that, when you're a shooter, you tend to be a shooter of a lot of things. You've gone out and actually competed in crazy stuff. I mean, it could be crazy to us who've known you. I mean, you shoot sporting clays. You shoot, you're bow hunting out there. You shoot pretty much anything. I do.
I really do. I've always just been drawn to anything. Since I was young, I used to shoot a traditional bow, and I hunt with crossbows and vertical bows, and I've done getting ready for Sportsman's Team Challenge in years past. Just shot a ton of sporting clays. I love it. To me, it's just a fun time. I tell people when I retire from handgun shooting, I'm going to be a sporting clay shooter because some of the toughest choices are what size shot and what choke am I going to use. So that's you don't have to pick up brass like the rest of us.
I try to explain to people. I say, I've shot a lot of different things, but for me, there's something special about the Zen-like quality of trying to hit a moving target with a moving cloud of pellets and have them intersect at one place in space out there.
Yeah, I agree with you. It really freaks me out when you just stand behind and watch something. You just think about what we're actually trying to do, because I think most people, what they don't realize, they think, oh, I'm shooting a shotgun, that the pattern's, this big, gigantic 10-foot pattern. But in reality, especially with the chokes that we're typically using, improved cylinder or modified, you're only talking at maximum, maybe 30-inch, circles, pattern size. So now you're trying to put that 30-inch pattern out there at 40 yards on a 5-inch little clay target flying in the sky. So it's crazy we hit anything. And you're right, it is Zen-like to me. The phrase I like to use especially when I'm shooting with Trevor or anybody, it's you get hooked up to the target. You feel like you're just one with that target, and all of a sudden it breaks. It's a ton of fun. It's exciting.
Talk to me for a second, because I know it's a passion of yours, about trying to find the right, I think I would call it a responsibility on the part of gun owners, people who are already in it, to turn around and invite other people to get involved.
Well, I think it's the bottom line. It's our future, and I still to this day have never taken anybody or had anybody take somebody to the range or out hunting and then not leave with a smile on their face. I mean, to me, it's the most gratifying thing and one of the funnest things you can possibly do is taking somebody new to the range, introduce them, and they're going to be hooked for life. And they may not become a competitive shooter and take it serious and spend all their free time trying to, win tournaments. But just the act of taking them out, shooting with a .22, get them involved. I think most people that don't have any experience or haven't had someone take them, there's a bit of fear. You know, they think, well, I don't know anything about guns. I don't know anything about shooting. Where do I go? And, you know, there's resources out there. I try to tell people, you know, NSSF, you know, wheretoshoot.org, their website. You know, the NRA has, you know, website with competition shooting. And the beauty of these opportunities, you can go on there and find a club near you, see what they have to offer, and, you know, you show up and people will, in open arms, you know, say, hey, you know, you want to take a look at my guns, you know, do some shooting, especially if there's any kind of match. I mean, you know, us competitive shooters, we just love when somebody new shows up that we can kind of bring them in the family and you know, hold their hand and show them exactly what it's all about. And like I said, I mean, whether it's to be a competitor or get out and plink, you know, they just love it. You know, they just absolutely get hooked on it. And that's pretty much the same with hunting. You know, you do a lot of hunting, I know, too. And, you know, to me, just to get somebody new in the field, whether you're bird hunting, deer hunting, and that's the other thing. If you're going to take somebody brand new, deer hunting, you know, especially kids, even though mine do it, it's probably not the first thing. Take them dove hunting. Take them squirrel hunting. Do some small game. Do some stuff where they're going to get a lot of action early to kind of get them hooked, you know, to stick them out in a tree stand when it's 20 degrees outside for 8 hours, and depending where you're hunting or what's going on, you may not see too much. That takes some experience to fall in love with that. You know, get them out shooting squirrels and get them hooked on that.
Absolutely. Doug, I appreciate you spending some time with us. 25 years as a professional shooter. That is absolutely amazing. I mean, you are, honestly, you're the guy that everybody measures against. Just, you know, are you as good as? And frankly, on any given day, nobody is as good as you are.
Well, you know, I really work hard at it. You know, I really have felt all along through my career, I've tried to really elevate, you know, that we're athletes, you know, and to take my business serious and you know, whether it's physical, you know, conditioning, mental training, my equipment, all my preparation, you know, to me, it's I handle my business as a professional because to me that's what it's all about at this level, and I feel like I owe it to my sponsors that I've had for many, many years is to, you know, put their products in a great forum and, you know, do the best I possibly can and work as hard as I, you know, am able to.
Yeah, you have done it. If people want to follow you, find out what's going on, it's Doug Koenig, DougKoenig.com. Doug, again, thank you so much. And I will be seeing you either at a match or an NRA show or somewhere down the road, man.
That sounds great. Thanks for having me, Tom. I really appreciate it.
You take care. Doug Koenig, he is the guy against which, frankly, everybody else is measuring. They want to say, well, is he as good as Koenig? And the answer inevitably is probably not. We'll be right back with more Gun Talk.
A great trigger can make you a better shooter. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. Installation is easy. Give yourself the Timney Trigger advantage. To see more and order online, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
Who will you trust with your guns and valuables? Liberty Safes are the best built and most secure safes on the planet. They sell more gun safes than any other brand. It's about trust earned through performance. If your Liberty safe is damaged by fire or attempted break-in, they'll send a new safe right to your home. Protection from thieves and fire. Trust the #1 maker of quality gun safes. LibertySafe.com.
In today's climate, you always need to be ready. Nothing will make you a more accurate or confident shooter than Crimson Trace laser sighting systems. Get the immediate, decisive advantage of the world's only grip-integrated laser sights. Shoot better. Stay safer. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com for a free copy of our new laser training video, The Laser's Edge. I just saw a
story pop up. I can't even tell where it is, but a guy got arrested at a Walmart. He was stealing ammo. Come on. I know it's hard to come by. It's getting more expensive, but really, I mean, seriously, you still have to pay for it, Find some deals out there. Do a little shopping, okay? Line 2, Benny is with us out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Benny, you're up.
Yeah, good afternoon, Tom. It's a pleasure to speak to you again, sir. I am having difficulty locating a holster of all things. I've got a Tanfoglio Witness Elite gold match from 2006, and it's been in my tactical holster in my vest for years, but I can't find, now that I'm a little older and want to go inside the waistband, I can't find a holster for it.
Okay. I'm looking online, and I'm seeing a lot of belt holsters, shoulder holsters. Yeah, and there's got to be some stuff out there. Which manufacturers have you looked at so far?
Let's see. I've looked at Galco, Crossbreed holsters, of course, Alien Gear. I did an Amazon search. I even went to find which CZ model it was replicated after, and went looking for one for a large frame CZ. But it's got an inch-long vertical ported compensator. Yes, sir. That there is within the stink.
Well, you know what? Because you've got what is in essence a custom-ish, if not custom, at least a custom-ish gun, you may need a custom-ish holster and have somebody make you a holster.
That's what I was thinking. I've got a few slabs of cow skin around here, and it wouldn't be the first holster we made, but I was hoping to avoid all that stitching.
Yeah, I know. Now, the other thing, of course, you could, send it to a custom holster maker, and they could take care of that for you. There's, some out there. If you do an internet search for custom holsters, you'll find a lot of places that will make a holster for you. And, of course, you can also buy the Kydex yourself, and you can do the moldable thing where you essentially warm Kydex up and press it around and make your own Kydex holster.
That would work. I've got a couple of the leather belt-clipped inserts with Kydex on them from a Crossbreed, and I can just replace the Kydex.
Yeah. Now, the other thing I would say is, I tell you what, do one more thing before you give up. Call the guys at Crossbreed, even if they don't have it on their website. Call them and say, hey, this is what I got. What can you do for me? I wouldn't be surprised if they are not creative enough to come up with something for you, okay? Give them a shot.
Right, yeah.
They're good folks over there. Now, I'm sure they don't have it in the line, but that doesn't mean that they can't help you out. So give them a holler, okay? I appreciate that. Let's see here. I want to go to Bill in Crescent City, California. He's on line 1. Hey, Bill, what's got you all so worked up?
Well, sir, I got a problem. First off, I live in California, where we can't have anything. It starts off
there's a problem. Yep.
My problem is, with the scare going on about banning ammo and yada yada, why are the manufacturers raising the price half again on the guns? And why are they trying to rip us off with the price on the ammo?
What would make you think that that's happening?
It seems to me the manufacturers, if they want to keep people, would keep the ammo at the same price. What it's doing to guys like me...
Wait, back up. My question to you is this. What makes you think the manufacturers are jacking up prices?
Well, you talking about maybe the distributors?
You said the manufacturers are raising prices. So I'm asking you, where did you get that information? What makes you think manufacturers are raising prices?
From the gun store.
So the gun store prices are up, and they're telling you that the manufacturers are raising prices, or are they just raising prices at the gun store? What's going on here?
They said that the manufacturers are raising prices to their distributors, who in turn raise the price again to them, who in turn raises the price again to us.
Okay. Here, all right, let me talk ammo for a minute, not guns, because they're two different things. Ammo prices are going to go up, and then next year they're going to go up, and next year they're going to go up, and next year they're going to go up. And here's why. Because ammo is made of metal, and the metals that they use, the world is competing for all those metals. Not the U.S., the world. China is buying lead and copper. India is buying lead and copper. As more countries and there are more people wanting to buy all of these products, they will drive the price up. Ammo will continue to increase in price. And trust me when I tell you, the ammo makers are not gouging anybody. They're just having to buy copper and lead. There's a reason why 45 ammo, for instance, cost half again as much as 9mm ammo, and it's only because they have to use heavier bullets. So, I mean, that's what's going on with ammo. Now, on gun, I'm sorry, go ahead.
22s, we used to get a brick of 500 for like $18. Now, a box of 50 is $22.
Mm-hmm. My first car cost $2,200 new. So there you go. Yeah. And I mean, I get it. I understand it. Nobody likes paying the higher prices. This is where we are. Now, and I appreciate the call. Thank you, sir. I want to say something about this current ATF effort and the way people ran out and bought ammo. Months ago, you heard me say this right here. Months ago, I said, buy ammo. There's no rush on it right now. Prices have come down. We've got ammo on the shelves. Buy ammo. I said, start a program of buying ammo every month. It's like when stock people, they say, they call it dollar cost averaging. Just buy a little at a time. Go in and buy 100 rounds. Go in and buy 100 rounds. Go in and buy 100 rounds. Whether people did or didn't, I don't know. But if you were doing that all along, then you wouldn't feel the need, oh my gosh, they're going to ban ammo. I may not have any next year. I need to go buy it. And now you're buying it in the middle of the crush when it's crazy and the prices are going up. Ammo is going to be more expensive next year than this year. The following year, it's going to be more expensive. Trust me on this. This is just a commodity thing. I'm just telling you, ammo's not going to go bad. And if you have some money, put it in ammo. That's the precious metal that you ought to be buying these days. Not saying it's an investment. I'm just saying that if you like to shoot it and you want to have it available, now would be the smart time to buy it, as in today.
Now broadcasting nationwide on radio, via satellite, and through downloads, iTunes, the GUNTALK app, and other podcast clients. You're listening to GUNTALK with Tom Gresham.
All right, back with you, 866 Talk Gun. By the way, today is March 1, so if you're listening to this and thinking, something's not right, you may be listening to an older show. Sometimes they get delayed. Sometimes people are listening on the web. So just, this is March 1, 2015. So just kind of plug it in there so that you know what you're listening to. Our number is 866 Talk Gun. And as of today, March 1, we have exactly 1 month left on the availability for you to get an order in on the GT20, our pistol that I'm not going to say I designed it. I spec'd it out. It's the SIG P220 and 10 millimeter. Very cool. It comes with 2 mags. Single action only trigger pull. Oh, man, it's a great trigger pull. It's a great trigger pull. I can't even tell you how good it is. The other thing is, it is beautiful. We're going to be putting a video up of it this week. Check out our website, or our channel, rather, on YouTube, GUNTALK Media or GUNTALK TV. If you go to YouTube, check it out. Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll have that video up. You're going to want to see it. We got some slow motion, beauty shots and all. And somebody said, yeah, you need to be playing some of that cool Barry White music when you're doing that, because it's just, yes, it's that sexy. That is a good looking gun. They did a great job with it. If you want to get an order in on that or get a deposit down on it before the time runs out at the end of the month, the website is Dury's, Durys, DurysGuns.com. All right, you can call me right now, 866 Talk Gun. Justin did exactly that. He's on line 3 out of California. Hey, Justin. What's your report
hey, Tom.
here?
Happy anniversary, by the way.
Thank you, sir. About 20 years, yeah.
Yeah. So I wish I had that GT20 to go along with my newly acquired P938 Scorpion.
talk to me about it.
Whoa. Oh, I'm in love with this little pistol. I've had 3 different XPSs, which are no slouches, by the way. I love those XPSs. My wife inherited my last one, but while for such a little pistol, it's so accurate, and that just probably the same kind of trigger like you have on your GT20. That just awesome.
Well, don't you think of that pistol? Don't you think of that as almost a miniature 1911?
It is. Yes. And so the thumb safety was, nothing new to me. I've shot 1911s for a long time, and it's just in love with that little pistol. And I can wear it on my ankle. I can wear it appendix, or on my ankle, and have my XDM 40 on my hip. So it's just a sweet little pistol.
All right, well, good. I appreciate the range report. Yeah, I think the SIG P938 is a great little pistol, particularly if you like the 1911 style. You got a little 380. Those things and they shoot. Good grief, do they shoot. Let's see, line 2, Paul's with us out of Minnesota. Hey, Paul, you're on Gun Talk.
Hi. This is in reference to last week when you had a caller talking about how 22 ammo is not available, and you made a comment that people are hoarding it and all this. Well, and then you had a caller that was I think a gun store owner, and he said he couldn't even get it ordered through the store. Well,
right.
I always thought, I had my own theory about this, that there's just too many retailers. There's got to be too many retail stores. Walmart keeps building stores. They got over 6,000 stores. You got all the online places selling it, like Cheaper Than Dirt, Cabela's, Midway. But then I heard a guy say that the government has been buying a lot of the 22 ammo along with all the other pistol rounds. Well, that kind of made sense to me.
I hear that occasionally, but there's actually nothing to that, because I talked to the people who are making the ammo, Winchester Federal, Remington, those guys. They said, no, that's not what's going on at all. We're putting out the same amount of ammo to the consumer market, to citizens like us, as we always have. So there's no reduction there.
How many rounds a day do they put out? Do you know? A million?
Millions, multiple millions of rounds a day. Just in 22 ammo, it's millions of rounds a day.
6,000 stores, that's only 500 rounds per store. So it does it out, doesn't it?
I do want to address that, because you have touched on something that I actually heard one of the people in the industry talk about. And he said, look, and you're the first caller who has talked about this. And you are exactly correct. He said, look, if we're putting out 1 million rounds a day of 22 ammo, just take that number, 1 million rounds. And Walmart has, whatever the number is, 6,000 stores. And then basically it came out to each store, when you rent it all out, each store gets a box of 50 rounds a day throughout the country. So each day, each store would get one box, not a brick, a box of 50 rounds of 22 ammo a day. We have that many outlets for guns and ammo these days. So your point is well made, and it's well taken. I think when you're trying to find ammo and you're going to a given store, it's being divided up that much. So, yeah, I get it. So I understand what you're saying. And yes, it is more expensive. That's one of the things that's going on. In fact, Jim, line 4 is in Spokane, Washington. We got to talk about ammo prices, Jim.
Right. In regard to your concern about prices not rising so much, 6 years ago, 9mm ammunition, Winchester, bulk, 100 rounds at Walmart was about $10.48. And now, the other day, I saw they had close to $30 for what was considered one of the lower priced ammo that you could buy. Mm-hmm. And to say that the manufacturers aren't raising the prices, when you consider the fact that, number one, there's many, many, many more people shooting ammunition. And if the manufacturers are only making what they always made, well, they're not making enough. They're not growing their business. And they're typically looking at certainly they can sell what they make for more money, because the other alternative would be for them to increase their business production.
Okay, let me address that, okay? Because, first of all, I never said that prices aren't going up. What I said was they're not raising their prices just because they can, but certainly prices are going up. And I said it's a commodity. We're dealing with the metal commodity market, copper and lead. More countries are wanting this by the billions of tons. So we have to bid more. We have to pay more to get copper and lead. So they have to pay more. They're making more ammo than they ever have. I mean, some of these companies have been increasing their production by 20% a year over the last 5 years. They're making more ammo than ever, cranking it out. And yes, the prices are going up. I just paid, 22 cents a round for 9mm. I bought another 2,000 rounds this week just because. So, yeah, I get that. And if it had been 45 ammo, it would have been more because it has more lead in it. It really is as simple as that. Now, I'm not saying it's not frustrating, and yes, I know the prices are higher, but as I said, did you price a car 10 years ago, and have you priced a car recently? Those are going up too. In fact, name anything, it's gone down in price, especially if it's a commodity kind of thing. And when you have the Chinese and folks in India buying it by the gazillions of tons, then we simply have to outbid them if we want to get any. And the only way you do that is to spend more money. And if the ammo companies have to spend more, they got to pass it along to us. It's where we are. And I'm telling you right now, in 3 years, you're going to say, well, guys, prices have gone up over the last 3 years. And I'm going to say, yes, that's what I said. Buy now.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit sigsauer.com today.
The 45 Auto, also known as the 1911, is the standard other defensive pistols are measured against. No matter what pistol you carry, techniques developed around the 1911 are vital. You know you need training, and you know your concealed carry class definitely was not training. Now GUNTALK presents an exciting DVD, Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. Tiger's unique training style will have you drawing, moving, shooting, and running your gun better, no matter what style pistol you prefer. At shopguntalk.com, you can order our DVDs of Tiger's instruction. Shopguntalk.com also has a 2-DVD set, including Concealed Carry 1. Get both for the information you know you need. This really is life and death. Shopguntalk.com has DVDs, books, and other essential gear. ShopGuntalk.com. That's ShopGuntalk.com.
No matter what gun you have, you want it to hit harder, shoot faster and flatter, and be more accurate. You get all that with the ammunition from Double Tap. Double Tap's experts select the best bullets, then load them to higher velocities while keeping safe pressures. Shoot small groups. Shoot farther. Use custom hunting loads in your handgun or rifle. Even fire 2 projectiles with one shot. DoubleTapAmmo.com. That's DoubleTapAmmo.com.
Jim made a great point during the break. He said, we haven't talked about the cost of reloading supplies. Reloading supplies have gone up also, and that's why copper and lead. Primers are hard to get. Powders, difficult to impossible to get. If you're a reloader, you know what I'm talking about. Part of the thing here, and here's the other part of it. We haven't talked about this. We have millions and millions more shooters than we've ever had. Every year, more people are getting into guns and shooting. Every year. Concealed carry is the gateway for a lot of them, but a lot of people are going out and shooting. They're buying ammo. So if the ammo makers are just barely able to keep up and we have more and more people buying, then there's that. And then we have this other thing going on here, which Joe wants to talk about on line 1 out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Joe, what is the other thing that's causing our shortage?
I was at the gun store the other day picking up some targets and some 45, and I noticed guys in there grabbing anything with 223, 556 on. They didn't care what brand. They didn't care what the grain weight was. They just grabbing what they could, and it's like as soon as that green tip, people heard about that, they went ape, and that's part of the problem, supply and demand. When there's less supply, people are
exactly. You're exactly right. We do cause our own shortages, and I've been saying this for years. Is the 22 ammo, the 22 rimfire shortage is simply because we're buying it and sticking it on shelves, and people are saying, well, 10,000 rounds isn't nearly enough. I think I need 50,000 rounds of 22 rimfire. I'm going, really? How much do you shoot? Oh, I shoot about 100 rounds a year.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, they buy it and they think they can resell it on the internet or whatever, and it's like that's not a very good retirement plan, but if you want to max out your credit cards and stuff, have at it.
It's retirement for the math challenge. I also have a guy I know, and he said, look, he's buying ammo because he thinks that when we have the great Armageddon, the meltdown of the economy and everything else, that ammo will be the currency. And
I don't know.
I don't know what to say, guys. Come on, really? I'm not saying that you're wrong, and you may be the ones that's telling me, see, I told you so, and you were dumb. Okay. But, oh my gosh, are we ever creating problems for ourselves? And you're right. I was at Cabela's on yesterday. Yep. They're going through 223. They're picking it up, whatever it is, grabbing it because, we don't want to get caught in that thing again. Well, I'm going to spin back, and thank you for the call. I appreciate that. Spin back to this. You would not have to be worrying about this if you set yourself up on an automatic purchase plan. Every month I'm going to buy 100 rounds or 200 rounds or 500 rounds or whatever it is, you could afford, or a box. Every month I'm going to do this, which is part of our budget. I'm going to spend $50. I'm going to skip lunches. I'm going to stop eating whatever it is, and I'm going to take that $5 a day, and I'm going to put that into ammo. And that is every month you're going to spend that. And then you can simply ignore, it's like the stock market. You can just ignore the ups and downs of whatever's going on, the silliness. You just keep to your plan. Have a plan. I'm just going to be buying ammo. And, if you've got enough to get through the next 6 months to a year of your regular shooting amounts, you're probably good. It's silly. Let me repeat this. It's silly to buy the next 10 years worth of ammo. You have to store it, and you have money sitting there. There's no return on your dollar. Yes, I know ammo's going up, but probably not going to be going up as much as you could make more in other investments. So there's just a lot of ways to look at this, but ultimately, I'm afraid that we do cause our own problems occasionally. We are, they say, we have met the enemy and he is us. Dale is on line 3 in Wichita, Kansas. Hello, Dale.
Yes. Hey, I just got a question on the concealed carry law in Kansas. Because I don't know what the next step is. I do know the last Thursday they voted in the Senate, and it passed 31 votes yes to 7 no's to drop the license for concealed carry. No, you can open carry or concealed carry without any license, just like Alaska. And I'm wondering what the next step is now.
Well, I would imagine it goes to the governor's desk. The governor's got to sign it for it to become law. And even when it does, don't get in a big hurry to start carrying concealed without a permit until you know absolutely positively for sure the law has gone into effect. Because sometimes they'll sign it, but it's another 30, 60, 90 days before a law goes into effect. So just get plugged in. Keep checking the NRA website, or I hope you're a member of the NRA and you're getting their alerts. Find out what the law is. Just basically get plugged in. And whatever the organization is in any given state, make sure that you belong to your state gun owners organization. That's going to be the best way to stay in tune and stay plugged in on the information of what's going on in your state. 866-TALK-GUN. Give me a holler now. We can maybe even get you to the after show, which is coming right up.
Just because we're wrapping up on the air doesn't mean we're done talking about guns. Stick around for the after show. It's our podcast-only version designed to include all the stuff we simply couldn't fit into a regular show. Call in now at 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, back to Tom.
Yes, indeed, we are going to have the after show. If you have not partaken of that, by all means, you definitely want to do that. You can go to guntalk.com and you can click on, listen and find it that way. A lot of ways you can find it, iTunes and other ways. 866-TALK-GUN is our number. If you'd like to join us right now, we'll still get you in. Linda has called in from Lewiston, Idaho on line 4. Linda, welcome to Gun Talk.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
As you probably know, here in Lewiston, we do have some ammo manufacturing companies.
I am aware of that.
Okay. And I have family and many friends that work for those companies. And I think one thing that the people need to be aware of, first of all, how difficult it is even at times to get in the materials to make the ammo and how that price has increased dramatically.
Mm-hmm. It's not just the matter of it being expensive for them to get. Sometimes it's just difficult for them to get the raw materials they need.
Exactly. I mean, the demand is so high that sometimes they just can't. I mean, they can't keep up with orders even at times. I mean, it's just the demand is so high, and it's difficult to get the raw materials in. And of course, the prices of those have gone up.
And how frustrating that must be for a manufacturer to know that you have all these orders that you could fill if only you could get the stuff to make ammo with.
Exactly. So I just hope that people kind of take that into account when they're considering and they're complaining about the price of ammo. If you take the price of a McDonald's burger 5 years ago and compare that with today, there's a bit of a change.
We paid $10.50 to go to a movie theater the other day. I just was stunned. Well, you know what happens, Linda? As you get older, I call it geezing. We're all just sitting here geezing. We're talking about, I remember when bread was only this much a loaf. Yeah, okay, fine, sure. It's just what it is.
Wages back then too.
That's right.
The cost of manufacturing, not only for the products, but for hiring those employees and paying those employees and paying for, the price of the electricity to run the plant and everything else has gone up too. So the cost of the manufacturing has gone up dramatically.
That's right. Shipping. And shipping is a bear because, ammo happens to be heavy. And so you're shipping all this stuff by the pound and that, weighs in, if you will. That adds to the ultimate cost. So, yeah, it's all factored in there. Linda, thank you for your call. I appreciate that very much. I do want to get Jim in here while we can. Line 2 out of Wichita, Kansas. Yeah, Jim, you switching hands, eyes? What's going on here?
Okay. Well, several times, by the way, hello.
Yes, sir.
Several times you've talked about how you're left eye dominant and so you shoot left-handed. And I started out life left-handed, and I'm left eye dominant, but I learned to shoot right-handed. And when I was in rookie school back in the 70s, even then they told you never close an eye, especially in a combat situation. So, since I was shooting right-handed, I taught my brain.
Jim, I've got 20 seconds. Please ask your question.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I was just going to tell you that it's possible to train your right eye even if you're left eye dominant.
Yes, it is, and you just work at it. I do like the idea. If you're trying to do some training like that, work with your eyes, get you a dummy gun or an unloaded gun, put it to your shoulder over and over and over, keep both eyes open. You can train your eyes to take over. You really can. All right. Your goal for the week, invite somebody to go shooting, talk up the Second Amendment, talk up gun rights. Don't be a wallflower, get her done, okay? Get out there.